All right. What's up, y'all? It's Will here at Schedule Fly. I've got Matt Robb on the phone with the GOAT Group. He's been on the podcast before. They got places out in Hawaii, in California. He's in Hawaii right now. And they fortunately do not have a massive outbreak of coronavirus yet, and hopefully that will stay the same. But y'all have had to shut down. Is it all your locations? Is that right? In both states?
Yeah, all of our locations from the greater Los Angeles area down to Long Beach, and then also the one in Maui have all been shut. A total of 11 locations.
Dang, man. And so, I mean, shut down like nothing, no takeout or just shut down. You had to lay off all the staff?
Yeah, everybody, everybody obviously, just like most of the Americans, have applied for unemployment. And unfortunately, whoever is there can needs to get work done at the bar, such as, little things to fix or whatever, trying to keep our time not going insane sitting at home. That's what we're trying to do.
Man. And so one of the things I was just talking to somebody in North Carolina a little while ago, they were talking about, lobbying the ABC board to let them do to-go cocktails.
Right.
I mean, they've got to-go food at this guy's restaurant right now, but no to-go cocktails. Is that even a possibility in either of those states? I mean, it seems to be different in every state.
Yeah, in California, there's very little rules that are governed or overseen on that. So in California, you're allowed to order some alcohol to go. If you order, you'll order a pasta dish, you can get a couple beers or a six-pack of beer to go, or a growler filled up, or you just can't sell bottles of alcohol across from a bar standpoint. But you've got your Bevmos, you've got your other places that can do that via online or through a delivery app service. Uber Eats being one of them, and those guys like Grubhub and all those, delivery apps. They're able to do that because that's what their license allows them to do.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, how are things going? It's like this happened so fast. Like, how are things going so far this year before all this went down?
I mean, it's sad to say that we were hitting a really good stride. We had a bar. We just opened 2 new bars in LA in the last year and a half, and those were having a little bit of a difficult time getting going. And we had just started getting going. We just started getting our stride, starting to see people come in the doors and becoming those neighborhood bars that it takes us a while to get, because we're a bar business. We're a bar with a food component on some of our bars, and we also have the Holy Grail licenses where you don't have to have food at a few of our bars. So it's kind of like, to be able to do that, you got to build that local clientele, your neighborhoods. And that's what we've always done. So we were just hitting our stride with a couple new ones in Los Angeles, and obviously the bar in Maui was just cranking. We're a tourist destination. We're also a local destination. We have entertainment 7 nights a week. So it really hit us hard, and we are actually the last one to close. The bars in Los Angeles had to close 3 days prior to us, so we were kind of like the last hurrah. And on St. Patty's Day was our last big blowout, which was the 17th of March, and then they closed their doors the next day. So here we are going into, I mean, it feels like an eternity, but we're just getting into our almost 3rd week. Yeah. And I mean, people are going nuts.
Boy, they're going to want to go to bars when this is all done, for sure. I'll tell you that much. God, Lee. Well, do you?
Yeah, the funny thing about that is, though, Maui in general, the curve is going to be a little bit different. I think the bars and restaurants on the mainland, such as Los Angeles or the bigger cities or around anywhere in the United States, will recover a lot faster than, let's just say, Maui or Oahu or any of those destinations, because we are so dependent on tourist business. It's going to take at least, we think anywhere between 6 months and a year before Hawaii in general is back up and cranking the way it should be. it was before we had to close down. Just because we rely so much on that tourist revenue compared to the local revenue. I think here at the Monkey, we're like, I would say 65-35, 65 tourists, 35 locals. So we have a really good mix. But again, it's going to take those airlines to get those deals out. It's going to take people rebooking. It's going to take people getting back on the island and trusting travel. And it's going to hit us. It's going to take us a lot longer to recover than I think it will in the mainland.
Well, are landlords being realistic with y'all and your other? I mean, you got so many bills y'all have to pay all the time. How has that been going?
Yeah, I mean, it's once we got the word, it was shut everything off. I mean, put holes in the bank accounts, nobody's getting anything, that type of thing. Just trying to have no bleeding. You can't have any type of bleeding in the situation because who knows? I mean, they're saying another 30 days of this. That takes us into May 1st. Well, nobody really knows. It could be May 15th. It could be June 1st. I mean, we're talking about a 1.5 to 3.5 month shut off possible with no revenue. So,
yeah.
Luckily we're smart. Our accounting does really well, and we have cushions. But at the same time, you never know.
Well, I mean, the governor in Virginia, I'm in North Carolina. The governor in Virginia just said I think they have stay-at-home shelter in place until June 15th.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, man. Well, have y'all? Are you talking about? Once everything's up and running, and of course, then it'll take. Could take people a while to get. Even in California and other places where you're not relying as much on tourism, you wonder, okay, well, how are people going to go out? I mean, they're going to go out in droves probably at first, but then is social distancing still going to keep a lot of people from being cautious? And how long does it take to ramp back up to what volume you would have been doing otherwise? And then there's so much to think about. Have you started thinking about structural changes to the business or the way you operate or things like that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, these are things that you have to think about in these times. When we do get the green light to reopen, how busy are we going to be? How much staff are we going to be able to support with that being as busy as we are?
Yeah.
Is the kitchen menu a little too large or too small? Or these are things that, especially out here in Maui, because of the certain things I just talked about. But you just have to always think about those things, and those, unfortunately, are going to be hard decisions to make when we actually do get the green light to open. But for the longevity of the business, it's decisions that have to be made. And to be honest, like, my biggest question, and I've seen articles on this too, is will this ever be able to be recovered from this coronavirus and bars and restaurants being closed down in the matter of years? I think it's going to take the restaurant and bar industry a few years to fully recover from this, 100%. I think people are going to be, unfortunately, there's going to be some businesses that are closing because of this, even with the government SBA loans and everything they're offering to small businesses and whatever. I think some people just aren't going to be able to survive.
Well, I think you're right about that, unfortunately. I hope not, but I suspect you probably are right, and it's a tough blow to the industry. It's a tough blow for so many people that it's not if you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it's a really unfortunate aspect that you really couldn't plan for. I mean, you can plan for slow periods and things like that, but just not for anything like this, not anything realistic. I have heard a lot of people talking about simplifying menus. I've heard a lot of people talking about, making the menus obviously be, more approachable and affordable because, people will go back out, but then a lot of, everybody's impacted. Are people going to have money to spend on stuff? I mean, it's really interesting. Well, have you, what are you doing with your extra time, man? Taking care of yourself?
Yeah. I'm not the type of guy that can sit home on the couch and watch TV. I have ADHD, so I've always got to be doing something. So I've got some yard projects I'm doing, working on some projects over here at the bar. trying to stay out of my girlfriend's hair as much as I possibly can. So to longevity that process. So now we're doing well. I mean, working out, trying to stay healthy. I mean, this is a great time for everybody, especially in the bar business, for the sleep patterns to change, because people that are used to closing the bar at 2-3 o'clock in the morning have been able to get regular sleep patterns for the most part. Maybe they're drinking at home or partying, I don't know. But I haven't been to bed this early this many times, and I can't tell you the last time.
That's awesome, man. Well, you got to do it. I mean, it's a good. I think everywhere, everybody I talk to, people are taking good care of themselves right now. Even if you're not like yourself with and by the way, you say ADHD. I got that too. I call it a big engine, man. Like, I just got a big engine. I need to rev that thing and go. But everybody's kind of out and taking care. And I think people are, I try to always find something positive about any tough situation. Maybe it helps people, kind of reset, remember that sleep is important. Healthy eating is important. Exercise, all these things that you need to sustain yourself and, be able to handle whatever is ahead of us. You kind of got to do that right now to give yourself a good foundation to go, okay, well, now we're going to have to make business changes. We're going to have to make personal changes. This is stressful and this is hard, but damn, if there's one thing that's come from this is that we're all going, well, I've always heard that you need to take things one day at a time, but now I don't have a choice but to do that. There's no other option.
Exactly. I was just talking to my girlfriend Sarah about this the other day. I was like, there's a lot of people that are going to get the best shape of their lives after this, of being the silver lining that has happened. The other silver lining is now patrons, that were taking things like this for granted for a while. I mean, I'm sure people will go back to ways that they don't train themselves. But I think patrons will take it a little bit more serious, like the freedom they have to be able to go to a bar and support your local bar or restaurant, and your waitress and your bartender and your bar back and your kitchen staff and employers as well. I mean, until something's taken away, you don't understand what it was like until it's taken away. And to have that taken away as a little kid, you put yourself back into your little kid's shoes, like when someone, mom and dad take a toy away from you. It's like, the bar business and the restaurant business is kind of the same. That's kind of a toy that you're used to playing with, and then all of a sudden it's taken away. It's like, hey, we won't take that for granted maybe when you're able to reopen.
Oh, I could not agree more, man. I'm with you 100%. In particular, I believe that's very much going to be the case for independent organizations like yours. It really like people are really going, God, these local places that, you just go, well, they're there, and I go to them and I have fun, but maybe they won't be there. So the ones that are, you're going to want to support them, and you're going to want to, people are, I think, realizing how valuable that is to have this place where you can go and have, delicious drinks and cocktails and spend time with your friends and your family and your community and congregate and have some enjoyment. So I think you're right, man. Well, listen, I'm going to let you roll. I know you got a lot going on. I appreciate the time a lot. And, man, if you need anything, of course, you know where I'm at. I'm always happy to help any way I can.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, do me a favor. Every time I'm doing one of these lately, I'm posting a little something on Instagram and sticking a picture up there of the person I interviewed. When you have a chance, man, shoot me a selfie or have your girlfriend take one or whatever, and just pop me a text. If you got a schedule fly hat laying around, throw one on. If not, of course, no worries. But just shoot me something. Oh, cool, man. All right. Matt, I appreciate it, man. Have a good one, and holler if I can do anything anytime, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, bud.
All right, see you.